Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it seems to be Variety Week this week. Today we have a desert map. Yesterday we had a blinking great big fantasy lagoon map. Monday we had a real-life atoll, which was quite nice. Speaking of atolls, actually, today's creator we have done twice in the past. Back in episodes 542 and immediately afterwards in 543, with 7 and 9 stars respectively. Both of those maps were atoll maps. But today we're going on to deserts, and deserts are hot. Really, really hot. Well, this sort of desert is hot anyway. And we want to warm our fingers up, so they are equally hot with a little bit of exercise. That's right, exercising your finger until it's really hot really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day, so thank you for your support. Today's map is Thermal Oasis by geminirx. Loving the thumbnail, absolutely brilliant, no clues as to the map whatsoever and no eggs were harmed during the filming of today's show. Today's start square looks like that with a little patch of Oasis for your water. Your your terrain heights, we'll get to the resources in the map. Terrain height, I'm not completely buying into the dunes, but at ground level they look okay. And there's your resources. Resources is absolutely fine. Oil in them there dunes, so get down there and start drilling. Off to the workshop, it's a park life map. Although you don't absolutely need park life, it won't break in map not having it. Network extensions too is they'll be using the Bermuda theme, and because it works so well for desert maps, I'm using the Vanilla Tropical LUT. No LUT is prescribed, but the Vanilla Tropical gives it that heat haze. I think it works really well. Now, the roads on this end of the map are elevated. So at ground level and elevated. I think that's so that the sand doesn't blow onto them. But the thing is, dunes are shifting, moving about all the time. And unless these roads are on hydraulics, and basically shifting themselves up and down to roll with the actual, maybe they're floating highways moving with the sand. Is there a possibility of such a technology? That'd be amazing, wouldn't it? But anyway, yes, they're elevated at ground level. You may or may not like it, but it goes ground level in a minute, like about now. And then it stays at ground level. I thought they was going to go back to elevated immediately after the intersection, but it doesn't. If you have a look over there, see, it stays ground level. So, surprised. I thought we'd go elevated again. Then we have what looks like the Vanilla Wishbone, but it's smoother. It is much smoother than the Vanilla. Now, either this is a custom one off the workshop, or it's been well and truly worked to get rid of all the arcs and the slopes. Looks really nice, so good work there indeed. And then we're into the start square with a little bit of water there, and somewhere down there is one of those. It's an asset of the day, and it's the Nivelles Obelisk Fountain Bell, short for Belgium no doubt, by Lost Gecko. I'm going to try and show you at ground level before we'll pop back up into the sky in a moment. Very hard to hold the camera still using these settings, but there you go. There's a ground level view of the fountain, and we'll do factoids because factoids, why not? On this day, January the 15th in 1867, there was a severe frost in London. Over 40 people died when the ice broke on the main lake in Regent's Park. Ooh, there must have been skating. That's the only thing I could think of. Yes, skating in Regent's Park in 1867. Well, it's a little bit warmer these days, I feel. Anyway, much warmer here in today's map. And this Nivelles Obelisk seems to fit really well with like an Egyptian kind of theme. There you go, Nivelles Obelisk Fountain Bell by Lost Gecko. That is right nice, and today's asset of the day. Now coming to have a little look at the asset of the day is this. It's a flamingo. Just making its way across the desert, as you do. Where are your thousands of mates? You always flock together. Now go and find some shrimp. Go and eat some shrimp. Keep that plumage all pink. Okay, let's go back to the highways over this way. And we've seen the intersection. And we'll follow the highway across to the edge of the map. I'm avoiding areas of interest. I'm pretty sure you know what I'm talking about already because you've seen the thumbnail. If you haven't seen the thumbnail and you found your way here by another route, then we'll talk more about that in a minute. But yes, I've got Oasis. It's a very green Oasis. And we're using this theme because the creator, it does say in the description, has found no better theme for a desert. Oh look, we've got, now this is totally believable. Cars alongside of the desert obviously run out of water or fuel or just blown up from overheating. You'll spot a few more of them. We won't have a look at them, but you'll spot them along the side, especially on the left hand side. A few more dotted vehicles along here. But yes, it's all it all has a good feel to it. And down here, these dunes, they really do feel quite real. Less so, I feel, when we get up into the air, but it's still not a bad effort. I don't want to knock it down too much, okay? Because it's what it looks like when you're down at ground level that matters, because that's where your screenshots are going to be from, not from satellite view. So yeah, all credit for that. And now we're going to go across these dunes, and I say the dunes, they feel quite. You get this haze out, the fog as well adds that heat haze. I really do like this. Desert maps work really, really well with the fog and the haze and the vanilla theme. Sorry, the vanilla LUT. Not so much the vanilla theme. Right, we'll skip over here and then we'll join up with the rail. The rail suffers a little bit. It's just a little bit uppy downy and we're losing the realism from it. And it is supposed to be a realistic style map. Well, especially here, we've got a little bit of an up and a down going on here. But again, within the context of the game, this isn't going to affect you at all. And you probably won't even notice those. It's from about here that you only start noticing. And we have seen worse rail than this. So actually, credit, I feel. Credit. Because it could have been a lot worse. Makes a lot of sense. The route goes across the entire length of the map. You'll be able to use this, no doubt, for your burgeoning Cairo-style city. Got quite a few assets we can use for that as well. Anyway, we'll just pull up now and we'll have that intermission and I'll have a little croak.
Are you struggling with water physics in the game? Are you constantly drowning and flooding your soggy little sins? Then you need the Beginner's Guide to Water Physics by BonBonB. Click the information button now.
I've had a bit of a cough. I am now back with you, fully fit, fighting fit, at Thermal Oasis by geminirx. And we have a shipping route. One shipping route, just like we have one highway and one railway, and it runs across the entire length of the map, doing no harm to anybody, and it's absolutely 100% perfectly fine. No grumbles from me. What about water flow though? Well, we have an oasis in the start square down here. This little oasis here. Not a lot of water in there, but it's going to be enough to get you started. Now, when you expand out into the bay, now have a little look and see if there's any water motion here. And in this bay, very little indeed. I think it's definitely a map for custom assets, to be honest with you. Water towers are definitely going to be a thing for this map. Okay, let's have a look at some of the detailing. We've got some underwater coral going on. Quite nicely done, I've got to say. And with Park Life, if you don't have Park Life, don't worry. Your map will run, but you won't have all of these little spawning whales. And if we have a look over here, I think this is the stingray. Can't quite make it out because of the ripples in the water. But I quite like the work of the detailing there. But yes, I'd like to see a bit more sea life, actually. Why not? You know, you've got the animal spawner. Spawn the animals. Do it. Bring life into those waters. Now, if we head over this way, we'll see a few little islands again, just dotted around out here. You won't be doing much with these. I just sort of show them to you. We've got a little oasis. I don't really buy into this oasis on this island, to be honest with you. Doesn't really do anything for me at all there. Now, speaking of Oasis, is this Oasi? No, it is Oasis. It's got to be, yes, surely. This is your start square one. It's not too bad. I don't completely buy into it, but it's okay. It's perfectly fine. And then if we have a little scoot over to this one, this one's okay. This one's okay. Got a few slightly paddling trees there, but not too bad. Mostly believable. This is a really nice one. This for me is how they should all be. That looks like a little oasis pool quite happily. But then you've got this one, and this is the worst one of the lot. Oh, big sin going on here. Big sin. Loads of drowned trees. I just don't buy into that at all. Just looks like a careless painting, tree painting, I'm afraid. Now let's go back down to the highways, and we're going to go cross country now. So you've got your all-wheeler, hey? Your all-wheeler. We're going across here in the Jeep or something. Your dune buggy. If we go around here, you can see just being revealed by the shifting sands, we've got a couple of pyramids and an abandoned little settlement or temple or something going on here. I'm not really an expert on all things Egyptian, but this is very nicely done, and all credit. All credit indeed. That is very lovely work. Now, I know there's at least one other map out on the workshop at the moment. It's currently being held back for reasons, which has this sort of thing going on. But as we can't review that one, we'll review this one, and it has got a very nice set of pyramids. I can't fault that. That looks very good indeed. And I like the way that it's just emerging from the dune as well. Let's pull back, have a quick look. The dunes themselves, like I say, I'm not entirely buying into the shapes of the dunes, but they could be a hell of a lot worse than this. And again, down at ground level, they look perfectly fine to me, so I'm not going to moan. I'm quite happy with them. So anyway, that is it for today. What do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? I'd be surprised, but I've been surprised before. And you guys, sometimes you like a map a lot more than I do. So, hey, okay. So, aesthetically, there's nothing wrong with it, actually. It's perfectly fine. Doesn't grab me for the next level, but it's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing that you need to change to make it less of an eyesore. It's fine. It's 3 stars. Detailing. There's not too much, really. Not too much. What's wrong? You've got some trees up to their waists that don't need to be. Then you've got little areas like this that are exceptional. I think the whole thing just balances out, again, to a medium-high 3. Well, what about gameplay? I think this would work. I think it doesn't really entice you with a nice, flat, open, interesting build space. It's just fine. It's absolutely fine. And again, for absolutely fine, that just has 3 stars written all over it as well. So I'm going to go 3 stars for gameplay too. So there you go. Thermal Oasis by geminirx. If you want to do a desert build, the Sahara style desert build, then I need a drink. Then that is probably not a bad choice of a map for you. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for liking, and for subscribing. We do have another map coming up tomorrow. I'm not going to tell you what it is, although it is actually listed on my yes, I do have a schedule, a published schedule over on Patreon. You don't need to be a member to actually review it, but anyway, it is over there if you want to go and have a look. But yeah, map tomorrow. Join me for that one, and I'll see you very, very soon.